Hey y'all, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad we can hang out again today. Today I'm going to be doing episode 3 of my Nature Fantasy Project Write With Me series, and this episode's topic is fleshing out some of the character basics for the various main characters in my book. This should be interesting because I only have really maybe 2 in mind so far, and this might be helpful in figuring out some of my other characters. So I'm excited, and in case you didn't know, I am using the Story Factory's novel in 1 year writing breakdown, and kind of going and using their prompts and stuff to see if I like that method of plotting or not. I am not intending on writing this story in a year. I'm kind of loosely following their week breakdown thing, but I'm just kind of following their plotting method and writing method to see what I like and if it is something, if there's anything from that process that I would like to incorporate in my future process. So anyway, this section is on character basics, and they have quite a few different things that they suggest you utilize to help figure out your characters and what like their motivations are, their unique traits are, and other things of that nature. So I'll take you over to the computer and I'll show you kind of what I'm working with today. So in this section they have a couple different things that they'd like you to use for characters. The game show introduction, the interview, the story role, and characterization. I think I'm going to start with the game show introduction, and maybe figure out a couple different ones of my characters, and see how that goes, and then from there I'll move on to some of the other steps, namely the interview. I think those two might be pretty helpful in figuring out the backgrounds of my story, but I think the story role will probably be the most helpful for me in this project, because I want to make sure that each of my characters has a purpose in the story and not just adding a bunch of characters for no reason whatsoever. So, but I think I'm going to start with the introduction, the game show introduction, and see where that takes me, if I can find anything out about my characters, and if I can figure out if there's any characters that I am missing that I would like to add. So that's what I'm going to get started with today. So I figured out some of the character basics for my story, and I think I'm pretty happy with how they're starting to come together. I brainstormed a few additional characters that go along in the story, and I'm pretty happy with how those turned out. I was able to figure out why they're in the story, and what purpose they serve, so that they're not just some random like character. And I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, as I go through the character basics, I'm going to continue fleshing them out and deciding what their overall purpose is and their personalities and all that jazz. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I got the game show introductions pretty much done. Obviously they're like kind of a rough idea, but I am pretty excited on how that's going. I think once I get the characters figured out, much of the rest of the story will make a little bit more sense, and so I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, I'm going to continue working on this on another day, but I am happy with the progress I've made so far, so I'll check in with you later. Alrighty, so it is several weeks later than the previous clips I've done in this vlog, but I have finally finished the character introductions, basics, whatever you want to call them, for my Nature Fantasy project, and I'm pretty happy with what I came up with. I kind of hit the character limit on Campfire, so I was only able to plan 4, which is fine. I think that will be enough for right now. But I am quite happy with how far I've gotten without, you know, buying the upgrade, which I probably will do at some point, and I just don't want to right at the moment. But anyway, I've got the 4 main characters figured out. I think I've got about 3 protagonist-esque characters and 1 antagonist, and I'm happy with what I was able to accomplish. So anyway, I'm gonna take you over and kind of give you a general gist of what I've got so far, and kind of maybe a little bit on how I'm using Campfire for this project. So yeah, I'm gonna take you on over there. Okay, so this one is for Anya, and I was able to put in a little bit of information about her here, and including like her basic introduction, her internal and external motivations. I have a few attributes here. I'm not sure if I like them or not, so I might change. I got this photo from Pinterest, and then I've got some personality traits, a few physical traits, but not much. But anyway, that's what I've got so far, and I've done this for pretty much all of the characters. So I have Anya, Roxer, who is my antagonist. I don't have as much for this one because I'm still figuring out like his backstory and stuff, but I'm pretty happy with that. Then I have Mikhail, who is a pretty cool character. I think he's gonna be pretty cool. But there was a lot more for the personality traits and less for like the other stuff as well. And then lastly I have Mina, and she is the youngest character, and has probably the least amount of development, which is great. So I'm gonna have to work on her characteristics, but I'm pretty excited with what I got so far. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I was able to come up with in, you know, the introductions. I think I did more than what the, like, novel in a year breakdown kind of required, and I did it a little bit differently, but I like what I was able to come up with better. I feel like it's a good start for my character development. There will be more of that later. I think step 6 is more character development, so I'll be able to work on that a little bit more and figure out what other stuff I need to include. But right now I am very happy with what I was able to come up with. I don't want to do too much because I have a tendency of struggling with characters if I flesh them out too much in the planning stage. I like to have them just kind of grow on the page. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with everything that's come out of this. So I'm excited to move on to the next part. The next part is like a short synopsis of the story, and I'm excited for that because then I can actually flesh out the basics of the story that I don't know, like the conflicts and stuff. I'm really excited for that. Because the vibes are there, but I'm trying to get the actual story to come as well, and hasn't come yet. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, let me know how much character development you'd like to do when you are planning a story, and how that works for you, because I'm always open for, you know, more information on that. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing so you don't miss the future installments of this series. And yeah, I hope we can hang out again sometime soon, but until then, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye!